Do we win? Can we activate Lord here? Yeah, we win. Hooray! Hey, let's go! That's so stupid. Oh my god. All right, sure, buddy pal. Goodbye. All right. Worth it. YouTube. Oh my god. A mirror match to Diamond 1. You know what? I don't care. Y'all know how freaking Eldlich work. I'm doing deck profile anyway. Here's the deck I played. The best part of this whole deck is we don't play any hand traps. We don't play any interaction if we go second. If we go second, we just say, fuck it. Y'all play. I'm gonna go and switch to Duelist over here. And usually I have enough time to play at least one game of Duelist. It's fantastic. So, like, this has been my favorite climb, despite how terrible this meta has been. But also, it's just been a good deck against this meta because you go first, you monkey flip the skill drain. Did you know that wins you a lot of games? Effects are really important. And then your opponent's like, hey, I have a machine monster. It would be a damn shame if I couldn't summon any other types. Got him. And then they're like, well, all right, I got rid of the type lock. What about if I decide to summon a different attribute? Got him. Anyway, that's the deck. Just Pot of Extravagance, and then play 3 Elder Entities so you don't banish all of them, and then you got Dogmatical Punishment so you can send your to the graveyard while popping a 2500 or less attack monster, and then popping another card in the field. You're actually cheating. It's crazy. And then whenever you duel Sky Strikers, just literally draw the out. It's impossible to lose. Honestly, I like know in most competitive seasons, a lot of people play 2 Eldlich instead of 3, but it feels like in ladder, most people play 3. But as much as I almost wanted to switch to 3 with all the called buys cucking me, 2 just feels optimal. You just have to be smarter playing around called by and all that stuff. I'm not good at being smarter, but I still have to consider it. And then Lava Golem is the reason I love this deck, because you could just watch Calcadon just play Solitaire for 15 minutes while you play like 3 games of Duel Links, and then you just slam a big old Lava Golem on their butt, and you're like, this is the best game ever. Also, Lord of Heavenly Prison is probably the best card ever. I've seen some people play 3, and I would consider crafting a 3rd one, but I did like the ratios of the cards I was playing here. 3 Lord of Heavenly would be worth playing them, but just like the versatility it has, like when Eldlich first started playing this, I thought it was a meme, but no, I was the meme. You just go ahead, you reveal this, and then you set 5. Literally, you're comboing. It's crazy. Charge of Tribute kind of insane just to have, but like also like mostly against like matchups like Flu. It's funny because like Goes in match kind of cucks Flu too, because if they summon Urbita, then they're just like locked when Goes in match. Rivalry does nothing to them, but Rivalry does so much to Halka cuck, so we get him. I play this amount of Eldlich traps that are not Eldlich summoning traps. I play just 1 Guardian. I wanted to be like, hey, if I'm playing Eldlich, we play all the floodgates, so I put in all of my Solemns that I had instead of more Golden Land spells and traps. I don't play the quick play spell that summons an Eldlich or a zombie from the graveyard in hand just because I just don't like it. I think it's just not really good compared to like the high power cards we could play. Like when you could play Solemn and just slap your opponent literally in the face, then why wouldn't you just play Solemn and slap your opponent literally in the face? Guardian, I like almost never get value from it, but that's only because I'm just like a bad player. But I like having I1 as an option, but usually it's just there for me to have a card to like get to the graveyard so I could then search for my Sanguine. I also just play the Elixir of Black Awakening just so I have more access to Eldlich while also being able to grab a spell to special summon an Eldlich while still keeping like an Elixir of Scarlet Sanguine the graveyard live if I want to banish it to set myself like a Kiro or Conquistador. Kiro is usually like the MVP of most duels. Conquistador being at more than 1 copy though would be pretty clutch, not gonna lie, especially against all the faithful adventurers out there who try to bounce your skill drain, but it's fine, I guess. What's the extra deck like? Well, I spent all my crafting points to copy all tournaments and have 3 Elder Entities, and it's been worth it. I have not gotten cucked by Pot of Extravagance banishing all my Elder Entities at all. We got ourselves the Omega. It's just an option. It's something that can help you theoretically recycle your Conquistador or just whatever else, or more importantly, being able to spin an opponent's Celestial back to the deck before they draw, or Dippy before he gets summoned back. We have the Constellar Pleiades as our rank 5 target when we have 2 of the Golden Land traps on the field that are these 2. I've never summoned it once. I wasted crafting points, but for optimization's sake, we have it. I saw people playing 2 super drop rail cannon Gustavo Frings, so I decided to play 2 anyway. And you know what? It came up once because I bashed another one, and then I had it. The Garderai, I almost never summoned. I think I summoned it once, and that was it. But like, I don't think it's a cute card, but I never really needed it. I never really needed to OTK with Lieben Schlieben, but mostly because people scoop before I could threaten them with it. And I almost never never went into Zeus in this climb, because most of the time, if I'm going into Zeus and I'm big chilling with that, I probably have like 5 traps set anyway that I don't want to get rid of. But it's cute. We play I'm Duck for whenever people summon into the relinquished anima zone, so you could just destroy their monster, but more realistically, so you could link off your Akira, your Guardian of the Golden Land, and your Conquistador to get him to the graveyard, and you do the same thing with the Link Spider, and you're a winner. I never summoned Nightmare Phoenix, but it's a card that I should have. I did summon Luna a few times, mostly in the mirror match, but in other matchups where light attributes are relevant, and the extra push that it gives you is actually hilarious, because usually you're not summoning this necessarily for the light summoning effect, but to have the light summoning effect, as well as to get an Eldlich in the graveyard that you could then summon back as a 3500 big boy with destruction protection, and while sealing one of your opponent's light monsters in the graveyard. That's when it stonks as hell. And then Vampire Sucker, it's just like if you're locked by like Rivalry of the Warlords, and that's like your one Link monster that you could go to, or your one extra deck monster you could go into when you want to like remove your Golden Land monsters off the field, or even if you want to remove like your Eldlich off the field, because it's the only zombie that you have in extra deck, and that lets you do that very effectively. Sometimes you could even use this effect to special summon an opponent's monster to get a draw, which is hilarious, but usually you're just using it just as like a monster that lets you go ahead and get your like important cards into the graveyard when you need to, and then bring them back or get the advantage off of them. So it's wonderful when you tell your opponent to say no. It's great. Everybody just keeps having Maxi, and I no longer care. Just draw all 3 Maxi, my guy. It's fine. You want to Maxi my Eldlich? Fine. I'll keep it in my hand after I return it from the graveyard, and then I'll discard another trap, because I still have 20 more, okay? And that's the deck. It's really good. And you know what? I get it. This is toxic, but I really hate Master Duels. Konami, fix your meta is what I'm trying to say, and I'll start playing fun decks again, okay?